Mutantville. Strebo here, and with me is a very special guest from the IMDb Horror Board, none other than J.H. Reaper. That's right. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for coming by my town.
So, what were your thoughts on finally getting to see Friday the 13th in 3D for the first time?
Well, I waited like 10 years to finally watch it in 3D, because ever since I watched it on TV and I heard it was in 3D, I'd never seen a 3D movie, so I always wanted to watch it. And it's unbelievable. I mean, it's just so fun to watch it in 3D. Like you said, a lot of the gags that you see, like the eye popping out when he squishes the guy's head, that doesn't work in 2D or on DVD, but it definitely works in 3D. And the harpoon, I was trying to dodge it. I was trying to get out of the way. And I thought I got hit with it. I mean, I was looking for blood spots, and then the weed, I was trying to smoke it, but I was trying to hand it back to the hippie, but for some reason that wasn't going on. I mean,
yeah, I wasn't quite making that transition across into reality, but yeah, there's definitely a lot. Even the credits, I mean, just when the credits pop up.
That was one of the best parts. It's kind of underrated because it's just credits and, you know, just people's names, but the beginning with the weird 80s techno crap music,
yeah,
and then the credits, that's a good way to get you amped up for what you're waiting to expect.
Yeah, you don't even, and you really don't appreciate the credits when you're watching the 2D versions on DVD or VHS. When they pop all the way out at you, I mean, it literally looks like they come out and they just sit on the row right in front of you, like you could just reach up and just touch it. It's just, it's goofy. I mean, the whole experience is hard to explain, but it's, you know, you're in there with it and experiencing it. It's so much fun.
And one cool thing that I didn't think about earlier, I believe it's his 25th anniversary that we watched it on the snow. So that's pretty cool. If we're right.
Yeah,
I think it was 82. So.
Yeah. Well, check our facts on IMDb, but yeah, we were thinking it was released in 82, and if that's the truth, then
25th anniversary and finally in 3D. Couldn't get no better than that.
Can't get any better than
that. In
the
theater finally.
No, unless they were like naked women running around in the theater, but unfortunately there weren't.
Jason movie I ever got to see in the theater was Freddy vs. Jason, so I only got to see one of the better ones.
Same with me. No, I did like Freddy vs. Jason.
I mean, it was good, but you know, you can't.
This is a classic. This is definitely a classic, and hopefully everybody will check it out if they get the chance. The big thing in this film is this is the one where the hockey mask comes in. Now, who knew? I mean, I know they. Now, I'm watching the film, I understood it right away, because at the beginning, they replay the events from the end of Friday the 13th Part 2, and you see the tater sack version of Jason, where he has the sack on his head. So, you know, I know from a filmmaker's standpoint, they wanted to put the hockey mask on to make him look different. Otherwise, you've already seen the monster, you know exactly what he looks like, he doesn't intimidate you, but by changing...
Potato sacks get old.
Yeah. Changing his appearance, it makes him scary again.
With a potato sack. It's just not the same. Hey, have you seen the movie The Potato Sack Killer? I mean, yeah. Now that mask is so iconic, and I hear a lot of people that don't know much about hockey. They're like, yeah, that must be a Jason mask or something. They don't even have a clue that it's a hockey mask just because he's taking it over.
Exactly, it's a Jason mask. It really has entered just pop culture. It's become, you know, horror iconography, and actually it's our modern day mythology. So, you know, I don't have a problem with it when we see Freddy versus Jason. Hell, I want to see Freddy versus Frankenstein and Creature from the Black Lagoon and the werewolf and you know, all these guys. Throw Ash from Evil Dead in there. I don't care. Mix them all in there together. The good stuff will still be around. If you don't like that kind of stuff, you can go back and watch the old classics. But hey, let's mix and match it. This is our new mythology, so we got to keep it new and keep it vibrant. Just overall Friday the 13th question. Do you have like a favorite moment of the series?
And my favorite is the fourth one, but I just think that's the best one.
The final chapter,
which is obviously not the final chapter after all. Maybe like 25 or 400 more after that.
Technically, there were 7 more after that if you count Freddy versus Jason.
Yeah, but you give us another 20 years and it'll be like 400, like I said.
Yeah, definitely.
Probably.
That's my favorite too. Cause 2 things, because 1, they left Jason in the shadows, so he was still scary, and 2, because Tom Savini's effects and the kills are just, I mean, he's at his best outside of the Romero films.
I do remember a particular part that stands out now. In Part 7, he grabs a girl that's in a sleeping bag and swings her against a tree. You'll never see a kill like that ever in any other movie, pretty much. Everybody gets hacked up with a knife or a machete or a weed eater or whatever, but how many films can you think of where somebody is slung with a sleeping bag tied around them into a tree?
The sleeping bag kill is definitely one of my favorites from Part 7. Part 7 is another one of my favorites.
Yeah,
I thought that was just... It's totally... Yeah, it's a monster drama. It's like Jason Voorhees versus Carrie.
Kane Hodder's great as Jason in that one.
As the breathing, head-turning Jason, but yeah.
With the ribs and spine and everything sticking out in the back.
It's good stuff. The one part of the series I had to warm up to was Part 5, because the first time I saw it,
That's everyone's least favorite, I think.
Yeah, there's big spoilers here if you don't know this, but you get to the end of it and it's not Jason. And the first time I watched it, and I was like, oh, I just kind of hate that. But after I watched it a few more times, and it's like, oh, well, it's not that bad. It's got some funny. The characters are funny. They're goofy. Most of all, it has Debbie Sue Voorhees in the age of pre-silicone, and I don't know if you've seen her or that movie, but you should go back and watch it again. And guys, you will appreciate it. So where does the Friday 13th series go to next? What do you think?
I hear they're doing like a remake or a re-envisioning, or maybe they'll do something new and different.
That's what I've heard is with the success of Rob Zombie's Halloween remake, which was excellent. I don't care what any of the rest of you think about it, but that has got the green light going for a remake of Friday 13th. And in all honesty, I can't complain about that. I think it's a film that's ripe for updating. I mean, I think there's so much there that can be brought up to the modern day.
Yeah, and if anyone wants to complain that it's getting remade, it's the same thing as with making a 10th or 11th or 12th or 14th, whatever, sequel. You know, they just keep milking them out. A remake is no different than making another bad sequel. So just go into it not expecting much, and maybe you'll get something good.
Yeah, you have to. That's the key. Is maybe not expecting much, but at least having an open mind. I mean, you can't kind of box yourself in with your.
Everyone
with your
goes in expecting the worst and hoping that it's bad deep down, and then they end up disliking the movie even when it was good just because of that.
Yeah,
like the Halloween remake.
Exactly, which was excellent. I would like to see Freddy vs. Jason 2 or even Freddy vs. Jason vs. Ash. I mean, I think there's a lot of life in that concept. That movie, Freddy vs. Jason, could have been horrible, but somehow, Ronnie, you made it work, and I don't think people give him enough credit for that, because when I watched that in the theaters, the crowd was just hyped for it. I mean, they were yelling and screaming all the way through, and that's what you want. What you want with any movie.
Chucky.
That's right.
That was a good Chucky movie.
He made Bride of Chucky. He also made Bride with White Hair,
which is also great.
Which is an awesome movie, which a lot of people don't.
Kung Fu movie.
So you can go check that out if you're into Kung Fu movies. And once these things become mythology, they have to be retold. That's how you keep them alive. That's how you keep the stories alive. That's how you keep it vibrant and relevant to the contemporary times. I mean, look at Dracula. It's the perfect example. Okay, it was originally, the first movie was adapted from the play version. Then that was remade into Horror of Dracula. Well, no, the first movie was Nosferatu. Skip that, but yeah. Nosferatu, then Dracula, then Horror of Dracula, and later we had Frank Langella's Dracula, and then Bram Stoker's Dracula. I mean, and I really like all of them. I mean,
and it's not just different scripts, but there's different people that portray it differently. Bela Lugosi, Max Schreck, and there's a lot of people. Christopher Lee.
And who did the Nosferatu remake? It was
Klaus Kinski. It was great.
Which I haven't seen yet, but you should check that out. So hey, Friday 13th, we'll probably see a remake of the original coming along in the next few years. And hey, I'm going to go into it with an open mind. I hope it's good. And in the meantime, hopefully you guys will get out and have fun on your Halloween. If you got anything 3D playing around you, check it out. I mean, it's just a great experience. There's nothing else quite like it.
And just remember, remakes don't end your world. I mean, if you don't want to watch a remake, just don't go watch it. I'm a big fan of The Wicker Man, and the remake looks like crap, so I'm just going to avoid it. Dawn of the Dead looked like a good remake. I watched it. I loved it. Same thing with Halloween. And if you watch one that you don't like, you just ignore it and forget about it, and you go back to watching the original. It's not like it's going to ruin your life by somebody remaking a movie, because you can always have the original. Always.
Always. So, I couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you for joining us here on the Mutantville Players Club Reaper. We'll see you all next time back on the IMDb Horror Board over at deadbit.com. Wherever you want to talk about horror, we will be there. Because, when you're a Mutantville player, everybody knows you're an MVP.
Peace and zombies.